Hello, fourth grade. Make sure you get a pencil and paper so that you can take some notes during this video. And let's first talk about what you learned last week. Last week, you learned the structures and functions of a seed. Number one, you learned that a seed has a seed coat, which is the outer layer of a seed. It's there to protect the seed. That's its purpose, its function. And then on the inside of the seed, there is something called a cotyledon. It is there to store food, to feed and nourish the seed. And then you've got an embryo. An embryo is the baby plant just waiting to come out. Of course, in order for it to come out and grow, it needs sun and air and water, which it'll have one day. But we didn't explain to you how a seed becomes a seed. And that's the first key word I want you to know. That is called reproduction. Reproduction is to make another one of its kind. So let's just say that this flower I have right here wants to create a seed so that it can make another flower, another one of its kind. Okay, well, first of all, if you look here at this flower, see the kind of light greenish, almost white center of the flower? That is called the pistil. The pistil is the female part of the flower. Deep down into the pistil, there is an ovary. That ovary contains little tiny ovules that alone, they're just ovules. But then once they are pollinated, those become the seeds. Okay, so you might be wondering, well, how do those ovules get pollinated? Okay, that's where the male part of the plant comes in. So let's look back at my flower here. And if you can look there, you've got those dark purple string-like things that are around the pistil. Those are called the stamen, and there's several of them on most plants. And the stamen is what has the pollen of the plant. And so that's the part that's going to pollinate the ovules that are in the pistil and then form seeds. And then again, like I said, once you get the seed in the sun with water and air, it can then become a plant. So there are two main structures of a plant that I want to talk about today. But before I do, let's take one more look at my flower here and just think about the different parts of this flower. You know, these are all terms you already know, but probably don't think about. So you've got on this flower, you have the petals, which are the purple, light purple parts right here. You've got this, what I'm touching right now, which is the stem. And then you've got the green leaves on the sides, okay? Another structure that I don't have with me right here because I didn't want to dig the whole thing up are the roots. And we'll talk about the roots next week, but for this week, we want to focus on the stem and the leaves, okay? So for you all to really understand what the stem's purpose is, what its function is, we are going to do a little celery experiment. Now, I'm not going to do it here at home because I like to eat celery. I don't want to experiment with it. But I want you all to get celery, and I want you to get a cup of water, and I want you to get food coloring. It can be any color you want it to be. I wouldn't pick green or blue because they don't show up very well on green celery. The best color to see this is going to be red, but pink would work too, or orange, whatever you have on hand. So get your celery, watch the celery experiment video that we have posted, and then 24 hours later, you can see inside the celery, you've got veins. Well, they're not really called veins. In humans, we have veins, but inside the stem, they're little tubes or channels, and they carry water through them. And it's very evident to see when you do the celery experiment because you've dyed your water red, and so it's easy to see that all the little tubes or channels are now red. And that's where you have proof that the water has gone up through the stem and then it's transported to the leaves. Now, another function of the leaf, and notice a leaf, you know, the leaves are all facing up. They're facing up. They're faced up so that they can get all of the nutrients from the sun. So the leaf is there to store energy and food from the sun and keep it for when the plant is ready for it. So those are the two main structures and functions. So, okay, again, you've got your stem. The stem is there. First of all, I can hold this flower down here and the flower doesn't droop over. It stays up. So that stem is supporting the plant. That's the number one function of a stem. Supports the plant. And then you've got the fact that internally the stem is transporting water up from the roots through the stem and onto the leaves and the rest of the plant. Okay, then you've got your number two structure, the leaves, and the leaves are there to soak up all the sun, which feeds the plant. We're going to talk about the roots next week. But for this week, I just want you to understand those structures and functions. I want you to do your celery experiment. We want to see your pictures and let me know what you've learned. Okay? Thanks for watching. Bye.